Good morning, good morning, world. And after some deep, thoughtful music, we must say welcome back to yet another fun-filled episode here with us this morning on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast as we embark upon what will be another great episode this morning. We thank you all for chopping it up with us, and we thank you in advance for a time that will be had. And so, yes, world, we are back like a shark attack, back like we left something, back like we ain't got no clothes on our back. And for the world is a better place when the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast is taking place. So thank you for tuning in with us this morning as we converse about the latest sports topics that have taken place from this week and will be upcoming this week. As a reminder, it is always a blast to have you all tune in and participate with us every weekend. We would like to remind you that every week we always like to begin our podcast by reminding our audience that the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast can be found on Facebook via our two Facebook pages, the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast community page, as well as additionally on our Early Morning Sports Talk podcast Facebook page. You can additionally find us on Instagram at EMSTP underscore. Again, on Instagram at EMSTP underscore. YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify as the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast, as well as our own Facebook pages via Brandon Price, Jamar Goodman, and Jones, as well as our guests for that weekend. Today is September the 13th of 2025. We have seen yet again another fascinating week in the sports world, where we saw our Chicago Bears blow a 17-6 fourth quarter lead to local kid and starred Minnesota Viking quarterback J.J. McCarthy in his first NFL start. Additionally, we will see the Green Bay Packers for a second week in a row take care of an NFC powerhouse Washington Commander football team and look very impressive at Lambeau Field with a dominant defense and a team that claims that seems to be clicking on all cylinders. Alongside, we will see the WNBA playoffs seeds take place, all 8 teams be announced, and then additionally the matchups be announced. We will hear about various dramas with Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky, but we would hear some good news from the GM, at least the news that's most Chicago Sky fans want to hear. And then additionally, we will see our Chicago White Sox continue to impress in the second half. They're 25-25, guys. It's a miracle. In the second half, they are at 500, Jamar, as well as our Chicago Cubs continue to hang on to first place in the NL wild card, but that lead is shrinking. And so, introducing our guest for this morning, Mr. Emmanuel Theopolis, our brother, Mr. Emmanuel Theopolis. We thank you, our brother, for joining us, Mr. Emmanuel Theopolis. He is joining us for the third time here on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast. And at this point, Emmanuel is a brother from another mother. Our brother will be in. Thank you. Our brother will be in Vegas for a huge comedy gathering from September 21st through the 27th, and more details will be brought on that later in the show. Additionally, our brother will be celebrating his 1-year wedding anniversary during this time as well. And so, on behalf of the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast, Mr. Emmanuel Theopolis, our brother, and on behalf of just who you are and what you stand for, my brother, we would like to say happy anniversary to you and your partner in crime.
Appreciate that,
as well
man.
as say, no problem, as well as say, good morning, sir. Yes. Yes, fantastic.
Appreciate
Yes,
that.
no problem. And we would additionally like to say, good morning, sir, and thank you for joining us on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast. How are you this morning, my brother?
I'm good, man. Good morning as always, man. I always enjoy coming in on and chopping up with my fellow Bears fans. I noticed the trader hasn't popped in yet, but I'm sure he'll be here soon.
yes, our brother.
But it's always good to talk to y'all, man. I'll come back every time y'all invite me.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. And so, yes, with that being said, let's go ahead and let's begin our conversation this morning on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast. Let's start with our Bears Vikings recap. And so, Jamar, we'll start with you, and then from there we'll follow with you, Emmanuel. We saw our Bears start out good in the first half, and then in the second half, it seemed that the Minnesota Vikings they regathered themselves. And so, just curious on this game, Jamar, and what you got from this game, from this. What do you say? Just what you get from the game, man, because the Bears, they're the Bears.
Yeah. Dude, it reminds me of that meme. They had us in the first half. I ain't gonna lie. Dude. I don't know, man. Where to begin? Look, dude, if the game was scripted like the first drive, then the Bears, we rolling. We rolling. They came out hot. The offense moved the ball. Actually had an opening drive touchdown. We haven't had one of those in years, literally years. An opening drive touchdown. Like I was floored. I'm like, oh, okay, we gonna get used to this. Bet. Nah, but to really get into it, I mean, Caleb, good moments, bad moments. I'm still trying to be patient. He is young. This is technically his second year. Going to another offensive system, blah, blah, blah. As far as the running game or lack thereof, something got to give there. They got to be committed to the run. Like, all I know is the Ben Johnson that I saw in Detroit, they ran the ball. They also threw, but there's the staple and foundation of their offense was built on the run that allowed them to do play action and all these misdirections and everything else. And, DeAndre Swift is DeAndre Swift. He is who he is. He's not going to be anything more, and hopefully he's not going to be anything less. But you can only do so much with DeAndre Swift. Our 7th round pick, Cal Mago. I don't even know how to pronounce the last name at this moment. It's 7:18 in the morning, but nevertheless, the man was out there, I think, for 9 snaps, touched the ball once, and I don't understand that one. As far as the pass catchers, I know he missed DJ Moore a couple of times. But the thing is, you drafted, Colston
DJ
Loveland.
Moore, we got to talk about him, Jamar, surely.
We can. But the thing is, you drafted Colston Loveland with the 10th overall pick. I mean, he wasn't even really involved. You drafted Luther Burden III in the 2nd round. He's nowhere to be involved. Now you did, target DJ Moore quite a bit, and missed DJ Moore for probably a touchdown, and missed DJ Moore on a 4th down, going for it in the red zone. At least it seems like they're trying to get him the ball to a certain degree, but still we need more productivity between the two. Roma Duze, it's like I just continue to see the flashes, but can we put it all together? The offensive line, at time I feel like within that first 15 plays that's scripted, they look great. But then there's time, especially, towards the 4th quarter, where it's like, here we go again. Like Caleb finally starting to get knocked on his backside. Once again, I'm glad it wasn't early and often, but still, after a certain time, going against that elite front 4, the front 7 that the Minnesota Vikings.
Front 4, Emmanuel, and our couple viewers, we all know that Brian Flores is one of the best defensive coordinators in football, and he'll blitz the shit out of you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And speaking of which, he didn't even really have to blitz that much. He didn't.
But he blitzed 14 times in the second half, Jamar.
He did, but the thing is, we so used to Brian Flores blitzing more than 50% of the time, or close to 50% of the time. He didn't even really have to do that just yet. It was more so.
He didn't do it in the first half. You're right. In the second half, he did, though.
Yeah, I think
it was a difference.
As time went down, it was just one of those all right, well, our front 4 is starting to get to him. Let's send some additional pressure and see what happens. And I think that's what really started to the wheel started to really unravel when it started to come late and often at that point. So yeah. look, the Bears, I understand they was missing some key starters on defense between Jalen Johnson, TJ Edwards, Kyler Gordon, who is not going to play again this week. That's alarming. And that does hurt, and that sucks. But as we know, this is a next man up league, and heck, one of the backups had a pick six, so that was great to see too. But as far as our defense, they made McCarthy initially look like a rookie making his first start in the first half, and especially until that pick six in the third quarter or whatever, third quarter. Yeah, and after that, for whatever reason, they started to let this man get comfortable, and then you saw the confidence grow, and then all of a sudden he's starting to, hit the throws that I guess they were starting to see back in the combine and stuff, and maybe on some small film, because the man wasn't throwing the ball at Michigan at all. So I don't even know what film they even found to even draft this man this high, but they did. But anyway, I guess he started to show the flashes of why he was the 12th overall pick in that draft. And then when he hit Justin Jefferson for that touchdown, I'm like, that's actually a good throw. All right, I'm thinking like, all right, when they get back on offense again, let's let's get him. But no, that wasn't the case. He started to grow more and more confidence. It got bad. Like, this game got so bad for me. In the middle of the fourth quarter, I had to, for my mental health, I had to turn it off. I had to turn it off for a few minutes. I don't like this is I am not about to relive the same things that always been happening. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. So eventually I did turn the game back on when the Bears was down 10, 27-17, and they ended up scoring. And then, of course, they didn't choose to elect the onside kick. I understand the reason, but if you're going to do that, at least kick the ball out the end zone so the 2-minute warning doesn't happen. And, of course, our sorry kicker, who has no leg at all, couldn't kick it out the end zone. And so that whole debacle right there.
And missed the field goal, too. Who knows if he made that field goal, they'd probably go, probably a different outcome. But
yeah, that part, too. So,
yeah, man.
Just all in all, man, like, it was some good stuff. It was some bad stuff. But the losses, I feel like the losses on every single body associated with the Bears. There's not one person that gets blamed. Everybody gets blamed for how all of this transpired. And I hope they learn from it and go from there. I mean, I get it's just the first game. But, man, the Bears on national TV always find themselves somehow, some way to either embarrass themselves or embarrass us or just give us heartache. It's always something. And yeah, for my mental health, I did turn it off for about half the fourth quarter. I couldn't do it. I was following it on my phone as far as a little game cast, but I couldn't physically watch it with my own two. I couldn't do it. So.
Wow, that must be something really heavy, man, when people turn off the Bears games for their mental health. This must be like something that's really, really, really serious, man, with the Chicago Bears. Brian Flores, I mean, he blitzed the shit out of Caleb Williams the second half. But it was obvious in the game, Emmanuel. I don't know to our viewers if you guys watched as well, the Bears game, but it was obvious. He couldn't throw the ball down the field. It's clear that he couldn't throw the ball down the field because on the first touchdown, Emmanuel, he had to scramble.
Yeah.
The amazing throw that he do to Rome Odunze in the first half, y'all, that was a tight needle. That was an amazing throw. That's why we drafted him in the first round. It was an amazing throw. But it shows you that really the Bears receivers couldn't get open. And also it showed to me, y'all, and it's unfortunate. I see your comments, Arkeith Shannon. He said, get him out of there. You know who I'm talking about. Caleb Williams holds onto the ball a little too long, y'all. It's the same thing from last year. So either maybe it's the fact that the receivers can't get open, or it's the fact that your boy Caleb Williams still holding on the ball too long. But it seems like it's something in that ballpark for me, and it's why he's been struggling, if you ask me. And so, Emmanuel, my brother, what's your thoughts on the game?
All right, so I tuned in like I do every Sunday, and I noticed we did the reverse of what we normally do. last season we were always a second half team. Defense showed up second half and got stops. Offense, held on to the lead we had. It was a complete opposite. We got ahead this game and then we fell apart in the end. Like what really killed us was them doggone penalties. We got a penalty almost every other snap, I feel like. Like, what are y'all doing right now? And then I'm in a few fan groups on the book, and a lot of them like, oh, start Badgett. Now, nothing against him, Baggett. Nothing against Baggett, but like the wins and the flashes of greatness we saw in preseason is just that, preseason. You're playing against the backups. You're not really playing against the starters. Like, you're not taking away anything from what he did in those games, but this fandom, at least the fandom on the book that's in the group I'm in, are so quick to throw away a QB because he's not putting up Manning numbers, Brady numbers, Jalen Hurts numbers. What's San Francisco? I'm looking Mahomes numbers out the gate, and it's like we got to build today. Y'all can't. Yes, and what TJ Strauss. CJ Strauss. Sorry,
CJ Strauss.
Yeah, he had a
a really whack game. He was terrible.
Last season they made their playoffs, and that was his rookie year. But
right.
That's not that happens all the time occurrence. Like everything came together for the perfect storm for him to be as good as he was. He's a great quarterback, but a lot of things were in his favor for him to be a great quarterback. I feel like to some degree and I would die on this hill. I felt like the Bears failed Justin Fields in so many aspects. We had so many changes to coaching, so many changes to our line. That man was not set up to succeed. But also in the same breath, the Bears are not a QB building team. Never have been. So that's another issue. But in some regards, I think they expect way too much too fast. It's only his second year. There's going to be some growing pains, and Caleb may hold on to the ball too long. The receivers may not be getting open in time, but we in for an interesting route, and it sucks that that's what also a divisional game, and we had the lead. We were doing so good. I was talking to my wife about it, like, yeah, we looking pretty good, and then I started seeing hiccups there, and then penalty. Like, what are y'all doing? And then it just, and then we have another divisional game with the Vikings coming up. So it's just.
Right, with the Lions.
I'm sorry, thank you, the Lions, because we played the Vikings last. And then the Packers were on top of that, so that just made it worse.
Right. And so, Caleb is, he's holding on to the ball too long. But keep in mind, guys, this is only his 18th start.
Right.
One thing that was really good about Caleb is he was available all last season, Jamar and Emmanuel. To our viewers, he was available, and so that's a really good sign that he wants to be out there and he wants to continue to progress and grow and get better. So that's a very, very good sign from Caleb. The offensive line, they were, okay. I just felt like that. Additionally, he got rushed a lot too, and so with him getting rushed a lot, it didn't give him enough time to really comfortably sit back there and throw the ball to his receivers. The one receiver I did see that did really good was Rome Odunze. He had a really, really good game.
He did.
And that was good. That was a good sign from Rome to see his progression. The other question mark I got, guys, is DJ Moore. And I wish Ian was on here. I really wish he was here because Ian is a big, big, big DJ Moore fan. And I'm just tired of seeing screens being thrown at him. They threw screens to him again this game. And he had a really good catch. He had a really good run, one of those good passes. But I need to see more from DJ. I need to see more from DJ Moore. Jamar, I need to see more from DJ Moore. Wait, Jamar, do you get it? I need to see more from DJ Moore.
That's not, but I just want to just to be fair, it's not like, I feel like a lot of it's not on DJ Moore for us to want to see more DJ Moore, because there was times in that first quarter where Caleb would check it down, and if you actually look, like DJ is wide open down the field but he wouldn't even like throw it. He wouldn't rip it.
No, this is facts. I was looking at that and I seen one play, Jamar. I'm like, damn, DJ was wide open in a time.
Yes,
like,
and it's been a few times in that game. That man is wide open. Either he didn't rip it or he missed them.
Yeah.
So I think the opportunity is there. The ball just got to get from point A to point B. That's just what it is.
Right.
So I feel you.
Right. Yeah. And so Caleb, he got to get rid of that ball. And if he do, I think the Bears beat the Vikings it wouldn't even been that close, y'all. But when you do those type of things and you hold on to the ball and you give a team life and you give them momentum, then anybody can wake up. If the game is stagnant and it's a low scoring game,
well,
you know,
when you give up 21 unanswered points in the fourth quarter, I was like, what do you expect to happen? What do you really expect to happen?
You know,
in the fourth, not even the first 21 unanswered in the fourth quarter, including
that's
running the ball like he Justin Fields out here for a touchdown. Like, what are we doing?
Right. Yep. And so, man. That's the one thing I can just absolutely say. And so, the Bears 0-1, but keep in mind, world, that this is the first game, and so there's a lot of football left to be played in this season. It's just one game, and so that's the good thing about it. It's a lot of football to be played, a lot of games. And so the Bears, what do you say? They got a chance to rebound against Detroit. Let's hope that they do good against Detroit. I was very, very, very unoptimistic about this schedule this year because I looked at it and for me, it was one of the hardest schedules in the league.
Yeah.
And so this is going to be a pivotal game for the Bears. Even at the second game, the Vikings game, I know it was the first game. That was a pivotal game too, in my opinion, because it was at home. But we're gonna see. We're gonna talk about the Bears again shortly. So with that being said, let's talk about some teams, y'all. The Vikings, they took care of business. They won in the division. The Packers took care of business. They 2-0. Beat two good teams. First 2 weeks. The Philadelphia Eagles, they took care of a stingy, pesty type Cowboys team that was giving them problems, and they found a way to still overcome the Eagles in a championship pedigree. Maybe we can say, but I'll say those are the top three. With the Commanders as well, they could seem to be a perennial threat in the NFC. But anywho, the question is, guys, in your opinion, who is the team to beat in the NFC? And so, Jamar, we'll start with you, and then Emmanuel will go with you as well. Emmanuel, by the way, is that a Bears jersey you got on? I know this AD.
Oh yeah, custom made, bro. I love it.
Can I see
it? Yes, sir. Oh yeah, let me stand up real quick. Y'all get a better angle of it. 1 second. Make sure I control myself. But yeah, it's got the custom made. Got the little Chicago flag.
Oh yeah,
back here.
Yeah,
it's dope, man. I love it.
Right, and it got your last name on the back, not Monty Booker, right?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, not Monty Booker for that one.
Definitely my last name. And the year I was born is 88.
Ah, fantastic.
That's
wonderful. Hey, yes. 88 babies. Yeah. And so, Jamar, with that being said, my brother, in your opinion, who is the team to beat in the NFC?
Man, I feel like inadvertently, somehow, some way, every week, on average, you find a way to put me in a bad mood. Put me in a bad mood.
We know where you're going here.
Dude, look. I know for the better part, it's only been one game for a lot of teams. Of course, Packers and Commanders played on Thursday, but And yes, I need a little bit more evidence, but at the moment, from what I've seen in a very, very short sample size, so if I was in the city center of Chicago and I went 92 miles north, so there's a team in that state that actually they look tough. I won't speak them by name, but you know who I'm talking about.
Right. That team 192 miles north.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, I work with Google Maps 10 hours a day. You'd be surprised by how well I know certain mileages in certain cities and certain places. But anyway, that team addressed a need right before the season start, and that team like took it to another level. Look, once again, very short sample size. We're not even halfway through September yet, but in the 2 games that we saw, they beat the bleep out the Lions in week 1 to where, you know, if the Lions was to lose, fine, that's one thing, but the way that they lost, you know, that's another thing. The second game on prime time that we just saw less than 48 hours ago, they turned Jaden Daniels into second year CJ Stroud real quick.
Man, bro, he looked like he was on ice the whole game. I'm like, this does not look like Jaden Daniels, y'all. But I'm like, maybe that's how good the Packers front 4 is.
Yeah, that like the front 4 was
like
that bad.
Animals. They were hounding that boy the entire game.
And we know from previous experiences, short experiences in Chicago, and then also certain Super Bowl winning teams, that if you have a front 4 that can get to the quarterback without needing to blitz, you have something, because that means the linebackers can play aggressive, and that means the corners can play aggressive. They don't have to play off or anything, because they know that ball either going to have to come out super quick or the quarterback is going to be on his butt. It's one or the other. And the way that pass rush was working every single drop back, dude, like I thought Jaden Daniels was a deer in headlights. That's what it looked like. The throws wasn't there. It's like even with him trying to run, that wasn't even there. Dude, it's scary times. And then on the other side of the ball, like there's room for improvement on that team. I almost called him by the name. On that team's offense. There's room for improvement on that team's offense, but yet the offense is doing well enough. There's no true number 1 wide receiver that has emerged out that group yet. They're probably their best wide receiver just, had a broken collarbone now. He won't be back until maybe Thanksgiving-ish. They drafted a wide receiver in the first round since, I think, Javon Walker back 20-some years ago. And he has yet to be integrated in the offense. And, they got a couple other studs with Dobbs and Wicks and Christian Watson whenever he gets on the field. And their tight end, my gosh, their tight end look pretty darn good, too.
Yeah.
And yet, their drives stalled out, a lot of them, and field goals instead of touchdowns. So that's what I'm saying. There's room for improvement there, too. So that team, in the short sample size, has looked better than the Eagles that you mentioned, because the Eagles should have lost that game to the Cowboys. Definitely looked better than the Lions. I don't even know what version of the Lions we about to get this week, let alone this year. I mean, they single-handedly, put Washington back in his place, gave them a reality check. Minnesota is not the juggernaut from last year. They're gonna have some lumps and bruises with their rookie.
A good football team would have beat the Vikings. A good football team.
Yes, like I understand. Like our team ran out of gas on defense, and the offense got stale. And once again, we was missing some play. Anyway, it don't matter. We lost the game, but either way, like you said, a team that's probably better or complete or don't run out of gas probably wins that game. And then of course, The Niners don't have Brock Purdy for the next 2 to 5 weeks. The Rams.
What about the Rams? What about the Rams?
My main concern with the Rams is, can Matthew Stafford stay healthy for a full 17? Because the man had back issues the whole offseason. And they was trying to sweep it under the rug. Like, that wasn't a big deal. And then all of a sudden he plays in week 1. So I don't know. Because that defense is actually really good. And that offense has playmakers everywhere. And they have a legit quarterback. Can the quarterback pretty much, is Matthew Stafford or Jimmy Garoppolo going to play more games this year? That's my only thing with that one. So, and then
Jimmy G to back up in LA. Okay.
Yes. And then Tampa, Tampa's a wild card here, but they're not better than that team, 192
Jamar,
miles.
that's my team, man. That's my team, man.
That's a wild card. That's probably the wild card right there, because I feel like at their ceiling, they can be that good when they hitting at their ceiling. This is the fact is, can they get to their ceiling at a consistent basis? That's for me.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But
I don't know a cornerback that can stick Mike Evans. I don't know a cornerback that can stick Mike Evans, Emmanuel.
He's on record saying that Mike Evans is the best receiver in the league.
I don't know about all that now. Okay.
He's good. He's elite. Well, he's about elite.
Yeah. I agree with that part.
He is exceptionally quietly elite, but it's just I trust him more than most receivers. I just do, because of that frame. That frame. If it comes to January, I'm getting him the ball, and I know he gonna show up. I know he is.
I get it.
I just know.
6'5",
I absolutely know he is.
Right.
They're not stopping him. You're just not. You're not. And so
he's stopping himself with these hamstring injuries. Get himself together.
That's his only problem, man. With his height and how big he is, that holds him back. Injuries because of his big frame.
Hey, man,
but when he is clicking, man, woo.
I get it.
Really touch Mike.
But what they say, the best ability is availability.
But he has been available, guys. Last year he was available. I know he was injured some parts of last year, but overall he
missed like 3-4 games. He missed a quarter of the season.
Yeah. I understand that, but when he's on the field, Jamar, come on, man.
I know. I get it. Heck, he's my anytime touchdown guy. If I'm placing a bet on FanDuel or DraftKings, like, he's on my TD bet. Like, I get it, because he's that much of a dog in the red zone.
Yeah,
I just need him to play all 17. Let's take it 1 week at a time. Let's see what happens. But yeah, to answer your question, it's 192 miles more for the city center of Chicago. Those guys.
Okay. Yep. And so, Emmanuel, who is the team to beat in the NFC for you, or the teams to beat?
All right. Bias aside, I'm not even going to entertain the idea of that team. There's 192 miles away from the shot, because
I need therapy. Yeah.
All right, just out of spite, out of spite and no bias, I'm gonna give it to the Lions. Just because I'm not giving it to anything that rhymes with me and yay.
Me,
but because but one, I'm a big fan. I still like Monty. Like, he's still on my fantasy football league, so I have a lot of faith in them still being a pretty solid team up until the playoffs, because that seems to be where they seem to always stump. It's almost like y'all ever seen Cool Runnings? Remember in the beginning when they were running and old boy tripped and took 2 guys with him.
And they mad at him.
I feel like that's kind of what happens to them. They book it and they run and they look so good, but then they just stumble at the finish line and just implode on themselves, man. But I agree with a lot of what Jamal said about the other teams. Like, I think Tampa might be a sleeping giant. We'll see. Like, it's right now, me personally, I don't really have a strong out there front runner, like because it's a lot of teams have gone through a lot of rebuilds. The Eagles are gonna go for because they're the Eagles. I feel like the Chiefs are due for a downfall though.
We're gonna get to the AFC shortly, Emmanuel.
Okay, but we'll see, man. Like, for me personally, it's too early for me to call who I think is going to be the team to beat in our division in the NFC.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Okay. Yep. And so you got a person that agree with you as well. Our brother, Peoples Hernandez, aka Rod Tidwell, aka Ian Jones. He agrees that the Detroit Lions is still the team to beat in the NFC. And so yes, that's interesting. I hope that
of course he agreed with it. Sure.
Look, Ian, look, I'm not the only one that's giving you strays. See, I'm usually the one that give it to you, but
I'm gonna start a quick jab in there. It's time to make money.
All right, and so Ian, yeah, man, you come over here and you shout out the Lions, and so hey, I got you. And so Matthew Stafford's injured. We don't really know what that looks like, guys. 49ers injured. We don't really know what that looks like. Commanders, they were brought down to earth, but I did see some positives with Deebo Samuel with that team, guys. Mm-hmm. They did shut down Terry McLaurin a lot, but I did see some positives for sure with our boy Deebo Samuel. He was Deebo-ing kids out there, and that's a positive for Washington for sure. I don't really know who's on their defense. And what scares me about their defense is that Bobby Wagner's out there looking like a 50-year-old, but he's still out there playing. And so I just know if I'm a team, I expose him in January for sure, if they make it there. The Cowboys, I know people might not want to hear this, but don't forget, guys, they still got a lot of weapons in Dallas. And I don't think that was a fluke that they played the Eagles as tough as they did. I think that team can win some football games and make things very tight in the NFC. And I put this out here now in the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast, Jamar and Emmanuel, to our viewers. The NFC will not have a team that's just going to run away with a big record and dominate. That's going to be in the AFC, y'all. The NFC is going to be a gauntlet. It's going to be very close, very tight with a lot of teams that's going to have a close record. And then from there, we'll see who separate themselves come January. But I don't see a team just running away. Oh, look at that 15, 16-win team. That's not happening in the NFC. It's going to be 12, 13, maybe 12. Could be 11. But it's going to be a tight NFC because there's a variety of different teams that could beat each other on any given Sunday because a lot of these teams are built to score points. And so that's just my take on the NFC. For the AFC, Jamar, Chiefs reigning Super Bowl champs. So Ian thinks that the Cowgirls will make the playoffs. That's saying something, but they got hella weapons in Dallas. Ian and Jamar, they can. I know they're gonna be scoring. I know that for sure. They're gonna be scoring points. A lot of it's just gonna come down to Dak. Let's see the AFC. This could turn out to be a gauntlet too now that I think about it, because the AFC North alone is competitive. The AFC West alone is competitive, Jamar. The AFC South, that should be Houston's. And the AFC West, that could be between Kansas City and LA this time. LA's now trying to let them know we are there now. It's not just y'all. So, Jamar, for the AFC, man, who is the team to beat, in your opinion, in the AFC? Is it still the Chiefs, or is it somebody else this time? I mean, it still is. They had an impressive. I don't know if any team win that game. I don't know. It's a lot of teams in the AFC too. Let's put it out there like that. It's gonna be some contenders in the AFC too.
Dude, like I feel like a broken record saying this, but like, dude, the AFC is loaded, has been loaded, and it feels like forever will be loaded. Because I mean, for a majority of my lifetime, the AFC is a gauntlet. It always has been.
It's the Western Conference of the NBA.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel that.
It is, dude. Like, it's to the point to where it's hard for me to pick that one team. Like, I was in the NFC, I was able to isolate that one team that's near the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. And this one here, it feels like it's on a week-to-week basis. Like, Sunday Night Football last week, I felt like I was watching the two best teams, honestly, in all of football at one point. Like, that's what it felt like between the Ravens and the Bills.
Right.
And, storybook endings, the Bills came out on top. Now, they had a storybook ending. And
I know they're kicking themselves still in Baltimore. They're kicking themselves.
And it's one of those to where I feel like if they see him again in the playoffs, it could be a different story. I still feel like those games are 50-50. They just that's what they are.
I was actually thinking that, Jamar, I hate to cut you off. I was thinking that with the Commanders and Packers too. I was really thinking that with the Commanders and Packers, that if they see each other in the playoffs and they play again, it's going to be different. But go ahead. You can continue, bro.
So, yeah, those two teams stick out to me. I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you. I mean, you mentioned it right before I went. Like the Steelers, more so Aaron Rodgers. This is the version of Aaron Rodgers that they're gonna get each and every week. Then look out. Like, I haven't seen that one. Since he was associated with the team that's 102-90. Yeah. We'll leave it at that. Dude, that AFC West. Now, I know we know the NFC North. I mean, the AFC North is competitive, but I feel like that's more so 2.5 teams type deal these days, and the half team in Cincinnati. Because I don't know what Cincinnati team I'm gonna get in September right now. They barely squeaked by the Browns last week. I just don't know. The Steelers. I'm like, we consistent with the Steelers and the Ravens. We know the Ravens, but that AFC West, with it having 4 potential Hall of Fame coaches in that division, with it being the eldest men of coaches in that division, and with it being so all those teams are playing chess. There's no checkers being played in that division. And that's
right now you got 3 teams you got 3 teams that started out 1-0. That's going to tell you it's going to be a good division.
And the weakest team is the Then the weakest team going into the season is the Raiders. But yet, I feel like the Raiders can definitely make things interesting because I told you. I'm pretty sure I told you either last week or the week before, or
it was last week.
Pete Carroll is good enough to win you 2 games. He'll give you 2 extra wins that you never had from last year. So just tally up 2 more wins at least for the Raiders going into this season with a better quarterback, with a rookie running back that's fearless out here.
He played so well last week, man. I don't know if people noticed.
No, he did. Even though the Patriots did stop and run pretty good, he still looked pretty good. He still got in the end zone. Geno was out here looking like they wrote that man off again, and he didn't write back once again. And then you got arguably the best tight end in the league in Brock Bowers.
Yeah.
So, and that's the worst team, quote unquote, in that division. The Broncos are good. The Chargers, that's the one right there that I feel
that's
like
the one
really
that probably can. Yeah, exactly.
That's the real kryptonite to the Chiefs right there. So
that team might be a kryptonite to the NFL, dog. If Justin Herbert played the way he's supposed to play, it's all on Justin, man.
That's so last year at this time they were so run based. He barely threw the ball with 200 yards at this time last year in the beginning. Towards the second half, they let that man loose. Heck, in Brazil last Friday, they really let that man loose. And like you said, this is the version of Justin Herbert that we've been waiting on. We've been waiting on this.
And with a great coaching Jim Harbaugh, who everywhere he go, he transforms an identity. He has an identity wherever he go.
Correct.
And that identity works, and it wins.
And it's more so And initially, it's get a good run game. We're gonna play in the trenches. We're gonna make sure the offensive line and the defensive line wins the battles. We're gonna establish a run game, and then the quarterback. We're gonna develop the quarterback until he's able to take over games, and then at that point, good luck.
Right,
and that's what we're
seeing.
Man
wins. Jim Harbaugh wins. He wins.
Oh yeah, he do.
He'll get you to the last game, the championship game, or the Super Bowl game, and hey, he got a natty in Michigan. I mean, he was Michael Crabtree almost touchdown catch away from beating the Ravens. So I mean,
man, everybody named Mama thought the 49ers was gonna come back and win that game. Oh man, when they got going that second half after them lights went out after Beyonce performed, I'm like, oh man. I'm like, the Niners, here they come. Y'all remember Ray Lewis was shaking in his legs. He was shaking. He was scared. That Niner Charge got going, man. That's a Jim Harbaugh team, man. No, that man got an effect. He wins.
Yeah, but all in all, man, I can't give you an isolated team in the AFC. I can't
blame you. It's a lot of them.
It's really a week-to-week thing, and it's because 3 or 4 of them are that elite. That's what makes the AFC so fun.
Yeah, it's a number of elite teams with dangerous teams waiting in the background. Elite teams with dangerous teams waiting in the background. And so, Emmanuel, you got an answer. Where are you with the AFC?
The team to beat. Yeah, like I said earlier, I don't think it's going to be the Chiefs. I feel like they're on the decline for some reason. I just don't feel like they got the same fire this season. That might have something to do with Travis Kelce getting engaged. So and Taylor Swift is a billionaire. So I'll quit my day job if my wife making that much money. But I think it's going. I honestly think it's going to be a surprise sleeper from out of the AFC, man. It's going to mess around and be the Bengals. I feel like they're due for a comeback. I don't know why. I just feel like it's their time to come back and show people what they could have been. Because I'm blanking on the QB's name. Jim Burrows. It's to him.
You're talking about Joe Burrow for the Cincinnati Bengals.
Joe Burrows. Yeah. I feel like for some reason, just making it that close and again stumbling at the end, and then pretty much not showing up at all last season, really might have lit a fire under them and give them that urge to come back and prove something. Now, could I be wrong? Probably. I probably am. It's just a snowball's chance in hell, but I do feel like it's not going to be the normal front runners, like the teams that everyone thinks about when they think AFC. I think they're due and like Jamal was saying, they're a strong division to begin with, but I feel like they're due for an upset. It's going to be somebody that no one sees coming, and my money's in the Bengals for some reason.
So a team that nobody sees coming. To our viewers, I'm curious if you guys watch the NFL. Who's your team to beat in the NFC and who's your team to beat in the AFC? And so NFC is jumbled. There's a number of teams, but the Lions got a lot of love for the NFC. My team is still the champs, the Eagles. I still think they're the best team in football. And you got a number of other teams that's contenders in the NFC. A lot of dangerous teams. Jamar believes it's that team that's 192 miles north. And Emmanuel, seemed to agree with that as well. As far as the AFC,
no. I never said that.
Okay, sorry. Let me take that back.
I would never give them credit. They can win. I would deny they good.
Right. For the AFC.
They can come on with the bowl.
For the AFC, it's jumbled for Jamar. I for the AFC, it's tough, man, because part of me just want to go with Baltimore, but part of me knows that Buffalo got their card. Part of me want to go at Buffalo, but until Buffalo or Baltimore quarterbacks prove that they can beat the guy in Kansas City, then you still got that out there. And then you got a team that's in Kansas City that seems to have a kryptonite in LA. And then you just got a lot of dangerous teams such as the Steelers and some other teams that could potentially, mess things up, such as the Broncos. And hey, I know people don't expect this team to go nowhere, but I just want to put it out here, Jamar and Emmanuel. I know people think that Houston might run away with the South, but I think Indianapolis might give them a little bit of a run for their money. Keep in mind as well, Jacksonville, they started 1-0. I was so surprised by that, but Jacksonville, they won their first game. But Indianapolis, one thing I like about Indianapolis is a strong run game and two grown man receivers. They got 6'4", 6'5" receivers, and they could be dangerous threats downfield, and you can lob them the ball. So you basically got 3 fast tight ends on the field for this team. And so it would all depend on Daniel Jones. But I just want to put that out there that Indianapolis could be a bit of a pest for the Houston Texans in the AFC South. I really think that could be possible. Some people might think it might be Jacksonville, but I don't think Jacksonville is there. But if, Trevor Lawrence plays good, they could win a few games. But I do want to say this as well. I don't know for this year if there's going to be an elite team that's just going to come out and dominate and win 15, 16 games. In the AFC or NFC, a lot of these teams are really good. And it's going to be an any given Sunday type of season. That's just my opinion. And so I don't know if you guys got any further thoughts on that, but Jamar, you got anything else to add on that, bro?
Nah, it isn't really nothing to really say at the moment. I mean, I just need some more evidence. That's all I need at this point.
Right. Gotcha. And so, yes, to our brother, Mr. Manu Theopolis, a really quick question. You got a comedy show coming up in Vegas, right? Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, it's part of the World Series of Comedy. I've been doing it for the past 5 years, and I've placed in the top 101 for the past 4. It's basically a festival where the comedians that have been performing for the past 6-7 months, something like that, and they go to different cities, they perform, and you win. If you win, you automatically place in the top 101. But the other slots, the other 98, I believe, are just up for grabs of who scored well throughout the whole festival. Mm-hmm. So the festival itself is really kind of unimportant, and the guy that runs it, Joe, was telling you that himself. The best thing, and I preach this to any comic that's new to the game, the best benefit of it is it's a great way to network and connect with bookers and other comedians in different cities.
Right.
Thanks to this festival, that's how I got the show in Michigan that I'm going to later on today. I met a comic there last year. He's like, hey, I got a show coming up. He reached out to me. Hey, man, I know you're funny, man. And I want to get some stage time. You want to come down? Like, yeah, I'll come down. So it's a great way to network. It's a great way to meet other comics. I will say this though. Do not go in it with your ego, because I've had multiple comedians think, oh, it's fixed. Oh, it's against me. I'm funnier than this. The truth of the matter, you may be funnier than the comic that won that night. They just had a better set that night. A lot of things factor into comedy, and you can't go into it thinking, oh, I'm the best there is. No, anybody that comes is gonna be better than me, because you're gonna mess around and get your feelings hurt. And rather than just chuck it up to, all right, they had a good set. It's fixed. There's no way that person beat me. And with that type of mindset, you are not going to go far, not only in comedy, but in life. That's a horrible mindset to have, that nothing happens because someone is better than me. It's tipped in their favor for them to win. That is just not a good way to go about life at all. Right. It's just not.
Yes. And so the World Series of Comedy, it takes place in Vegas. And it's happening September 21st through the 27th, or what exact dates?
Yep. It starts off Sunday the 21st, and it runs until Saturday the 27th. Mm-hmm. And we have those shows at 4 and hang on. I want to say it's 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. Vegas time. So it's 7 if you're in Eastern Standard and 9 if you're it's not 7 or 9 in Eastern Standard because they're 3 hours ahead of us. So it's something like that. Maybe top of my head I can't remember.
But 3 hours ahead.
I got a lot going on.
2 hours ahead in the Central. I got it. 2 hours ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, and so
4 hours on ahead top of performing.
Where I'm at is 4 hours ahead. I'm 4 hours ahead.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm. And on top of performing, I'm also another thing I do. I volunteer a lot, and I recommend anyone that does that. You volunteer based off one. You get a lot more face time with the guys that run it, which is a good thing. But also, you're the connection between the bookers and the people who book rooms and the book cruises and things like that. You're kind of their contact to get little odds and ends, like, hey, I need water, I need this, I need that. So that's a good way to, like, my first year I did it. I was running back and forth getting water and getting snacks for him, and every time I went back, I said, hey, you're welcome, you made your tea, and took off. You need water? Here you go, you made your tea, and took off. So now my name is at the forefront of the movie. Like, oh yeah, who's the short black guy? Emmanuel. I know, yeah, he's a good guy. So there's tricks and tips to kind of make sure you stand out. So with that being said, I'm in charge of volunteers this coming year, so that's gonna be fun. So my email has been blowing up. I volunteer on this day, on that date. So it's just it's a headache, but I love doing comedy, so it's a headache worth having.
Right,
it's my passion.
That's awesome. Yes, world. And so, Emmanuel Theophilus, World Series of Comedy, Las Vegas, September 21st through the 27th. And again, our brother, on behalf of the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast, happy anniversary to you and your partner in crime.
Appreciate that, man.
Yes. And so now we are moving on to notable college football games this weekend, week 3. And so there are a lot of games, including Northwestern, actually, guys. They got a big powerhouse coming in Oregon. And so we're going to see how much Oregon can run up the score. And so, because Dan Lannon, he loved to run up the score. He don't care who it is. He made that very clear. Additionally, Wisconsin at 19, Alabama. This is a big game, Jamar, because some people got him on a hot seat, including yourself. And so this coach, he's not living up to Alabama standards, Emmanuel. And this team is ranked 19, and they got a Wisconsin team that comes in that clearly has an identity and always had an identity. Big defensive linemen, big offensive linemen that often are first-round picks. Big, fast, strong running back that's often a first-round pick. That's what Wisconsin does. And big wide receivers that love to run block. This is what Wisconsin does. Everybody named Mama that watch football know this. And so they're clearly going to pound the rock against 19 Alabama. Let's see what happens with that game because this guy, if he starts 0-2, that will not be a good look. USC at Purdue.
Not at all.
Yeah, that won't be a good look. USC at Purdue. Purdue is 1-0, y'all. 18 USF at 5 Miami. So Southern Florida, they went out and they pulled a big upset, Jamar, at Florida. Florida fans were shocked. But USF, I mean, they're in the South just like Florida, just like Miami. And they at Miami. 18 USF at number 5 Miami. Big game. SEC, Texas A&M. They going to number 8 Notre Dame. And so I remember Notre Dame escaping that game last year. Let's see how they do this year. That should be a good game as well. And so those are some of our notable college football games for week 3. And so additionally, with that being said, let's get into our NFL slate. We got a variety of games going on this week. And so rock with us if you guys are with us. To our viewers, whoever are with us this morning, give us your picks as well. Will be great and appreciated. And so we had the Commanders that lost to the Packers. And from there, we'll make our picks. And so, Jamar, will start off with you. And then from there, we'll follow with you, Emmanuel. And then I'll give my pick as well. And so, the Browns at the Ravens. Do the Cleveland Browns go to Baltimore, Jamar? And do our boy Joe Flacco go out and pull up an upset in Baltimore?
Probably not, but real quick. So, Ravens are favored by 11.5. That number was higher. So that's a little interesting there. 44.5 over under. No, so I think the Browns are a little mad that they didn't beat Cincinnati, but I think the Ravens are a lot more mad at what happened to them on Sunday Night Football in front of America. And usually Lamar Jackson he uses the Browns as a punching bag. Derrick Henry usually uses them as a punching bag. I'm definitely going Ravens.
Yeah. I think you might have to pull out the button, Jamar. We'll see what Emmanuel does, but Browns, Ravens, Emmanuel.
I agree with Jamar. I think the Ravens are going to pull it out.
Right.
The Browns are going brown.
Browns are going brown.
Browns
are going brown. And so I think in this case, Jamar, they would. Oh, sorry for the lag. I think it's a lag on my end. But go ahead, man. You finish.
Oh no, you good. I was just saying, I feel like they want to be good. It's just they just don't have all the pieces there just yet. So I'm going Ravens.
Okay, I got you. And so, Jamar, where's the button? Do you got the button this morning or?
Cancun.
Oh, hey, that little Cancun in the background. That little Cancun in the background was created by one of our friends, Deanna Vincent, along with Jamar. Cancun means that it's vacation. Cancun means that we all have picked the same team and that team cruise like they're on a cruise. Ravens. All right. Jaguars at the Bengals. The Jaguars, I want to know, Jamar, do they go 2-0?
They might. Even though Cincinnati's favored 3.5 at home, 49.5 over under, and that's I want to say that's the highest point total this week. So they expect a lot of points scored in this game. I want to say Cincinnati. Cincinnati should win this game, but I'm not snoring on the Jags. I might, have a little nap here for a quarter, but I'm not snoring. Something tells me that. I guess I'm gonna go a little unconventional here. I'm going Jaguars.
All right. Jaguars. Wow. Emmanuel, Jaguars at the Bengals. So you got.
Backing up I think people are sleeping on the Bengals this season. I'm going Bengals.
Right. Yeah, and I'm with you. I got the Bengals as well. But if the Jaguars come out and pull out this game, it's going to be interesting. There'll be a few eyes on Jacksonville.
Yeah, it's going to be a strong start.
Yeah, it's going to be a strong start for Jacksonville. And, people maybe start all right, this team might be a little for real. On the other hand, the Giants at the Cowboys. Of course, these two teams are 0-1, but one of them got an opportunity to go 1-1, guys, unless they tie. And so, who you got for this one, Jamar? Giants or the Cowboys?
Well, Vegas got the Cowboys because they got them favored by 5.5, 45.5 over under. If both teams play exactly how they played in week 1, the Cowboys should thump them.
Right.
Like I said earlier, I feel like the Cowboys should have beat the Eagles, but it is what it is. But I think the Cowboys win because I'm not a big believer in Russ and the Big Apple.
No disrespect. Yeah, Russ. Yeah, and then Jackson Dart. I'm not sure who's the quarterback there.
Personally, I like Jackson Dart more than Russ in that situation, but it's Russ starting. I'm going Cowboys.
Emmanuel.
I'm going Giants because I think they're going to pull it out.
Okay. All right. I'm with you, Jamar. I got the Cowboys. Cowboys play the way that they played week 1. They just got too many weapons. It would take a lot for the Giants. I'm not saying it'll take a lot, but just based off of what I've seen from both teams, I clearly think the Cowboys are a better team. Dak Prescott, you lose to the Giants and Russell Wilson, man. It won't be a good look for you, brother, especially with that paycheck you getting every week. Bears at the Lions. Right? Who you got for this one, Jamar? Do the Bears go into Detroit and pull off a shocker?
Hey, I mean, it could be. I feel like it's two pissed off teams in this one. Vegas says the Lions are really pissed off because they got them favored by 6.5, 46.5 over under. Look, if there's one man that can go into Detroit and knows exactly how the Detroit Lions operate, it's our head coach.
Right.
It is.
That's what makes this game very intriguing from the pick standpoint. I know y'all might have think I was going with the Lions really quickly, but I had to really think about it.
Look, I'm gonna go down with my team regardless. But what I will say, 6.5 is a lot of points for a team that didn't have an offensive identity at all in that cheese state last week. That looked really bad. They look bad.
Right. Right.
I know last year and the last 2 years they've been a juggernaut, but I'm just going by what I see lately with a team that lost a lot of coordinators and players on the offensive line and things like that. I don't know. They look a little lackluster with creativity. So I'm going with my team, but that's a small.
Right. Okay. Yep. And so, Emmanuel, are you going down with the ship as well?
Absolutely. Bears till I die. And I added spike. This is Ian's team, so I really hope they lose. I'm throwing shade all day at him. He can't jump ship like that and not expect the shade to be thrown every chance I get. But now, bear down all the way, man.
Right. Yeah, Jamar, I think you might have to pull out the button on this one, because I'm wholeheartedly going with the Bears here. Bears, let's put it together, guys. Let's put it together. Let's put it together. Let's learn how to win. If there's a team that Ben Johnson knows, it's Detroit. If there's a team that looks vulnerable right now, based off of how they looked abysmal last week offensively, it's Detroit. There's a team that has potential and that had a strong first half start last week, but need to learn how to win now. It's the Bears. So there's potential there, as you mentioned with the Bucs. As you mentioned, Jamar, with the team that scored a lot of field goals, the Packers. Well, with the Bears too, there's potential there. I got the Bears for a variety of reasons. Additionally, I don't trust that offensive line for Detroit anymore. Defensive line, let's eat. And so, guys, let's get some pressure. Montez, everybody, let's get some pressure. Let's do what we got to do, and let's get this W. I got the Bears. So that Cancun. Patriots at the Dolphins. Both of these teams are 0-1, but somebody can be 1-1, Jamar, unless they tie. And so, who you got for this one?
As I'm deciding between the two, Miami is favored by 1.5, 43.5 over under. As far as the total, I am leaning New England, and I'll tell you 2 reasons why. One, I feel like New England has more discipline as a team and more functional as a team as Miami. 2, defense usually travels on the road, and I trust their defense a lot more than I trust the offense and defense for the Miami Dolphins right now, because for them to get embarrassed by a Danny Crimes-led Indianapolis Colts team last week, 33-8, when I know darn well you have more playmakers and more offensive firepower than what was displayed on that scoreboard. And for that to happen, they need the panic button. That iceberg hit the Titanic like a week ago. That's bad. That's really bad. like Mike McDaniel is probably going to be fired before Halloween at this rate. Like that's bad. So yeah, I'm taking the New England.
Yep, and you said that, Jamar, before the game even started last week for the Dolphins, and so he definitely went out and it was a crap show. Emmanuel, who you got?
Yeah, I agree with Jamar, man. I think it's going to be the Patriots, man. I think the Dolphins ain't going to bring what they should, and they're going to get beat. But also, brother, I hate to bail on you, man, but I do have an appointment I got to make it to, man. So I got to take off.
Okay, and so Emmanuel, do us a favor. Send us your picks.
Oh yeah, I got you.
And we'll make sure that we post them on the page, my brother. And so we appreciate you for joining us this morning on the pod. We appreciate you, my brother. And until next
time. Thanks for having me, man. Anytime. All right, man. I'll take care.
Hey, man, I love the hand clap, Jamar. Yes, sir. And so, yeah, for me, I actually got the Dolphins, bro. And the reason why is because the Dolphins are at home. They tend to play the Patriots tougher at home. They are in Miami. I think Tua got some proving to do. There's a lot of question marks in Miami, man, starting with the coach, but it's also with Tua. Can he stay healthy, and is he reliable? I mean, is he who they thought he would be? Did I don't know, man. Like, it's just a lot of questions with him. And then on top of that, you got Tyreek Hill getting noted for domestic violence. He didn't look happy on the sideline last week, clearly, bro, with the Colts game. Is he trying to find his way out of Miami now? You know what I'm saying? And so it's a lot of question marks in Miami. And so I hope that this team pull it off because they seem to me to be the better team. So I'm gonna go with the Dolphins. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Patriots win. Niners at the Saints, bro.
All right, just so y'all know, the Niners are still favored without Brock Purdy. 3.5 on 40.5 over under. Boot up Mac Jones. No George Kittle. I don't even know who the backup tight end is. I mean, the Saints are a dumpster fire. Almost in a similar fashion like the Dolphins. I'm gonna have to say the 49ers win this in the ugly contest.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. This is not an exotic game at all. But I'm gonna go with just because you got a backup quarterback for the Niners. Brandon Ayuk is banged up. Christian McCaffrey banged up. I'm gonna go with the Saints based off of the weapons that they got. I just hope that the Saints are smart enough to use the weapons that they got. Just use the weapons that you got, and you could move the football. Just give them the football and see what they can do with it. And so I think this is a big game for Taysom Hill, my bro. And so I think the Saints pull this off. I think Taysom Hill, this is a game where he's going to have to just win the game. And so I got the Saints, actually. The Bills at the Jets. This game used to not be sexy for years in the past, bro. But I think this game is a bit more sexier than what people think because I think this is going to be a really good game, Jamar.
I think it definitely has the potential of being a good one. I mean, so Vegas got the Bills favorite 6.5 on the road going to the Jets. That's a lot. 47.5 over under. I mean, it does have more appeal because what we saw last week, what we witnessed last week, the Jets should have won that game, and they didn't.
Yeah.
And of course, you know, we root for our boy Justin, and I hope he continue to have success in New York. Now he does have a juggernaut here in the Buffalo Bills, who's arguably the best team in football. And I guess arguably has the best player in football at their quarterback position. So I'm gonna still go with the best player in football, but I feel like that's 6.5. That's a lot. I would not take that. I think this game will be close, very close. Might come down to a game with field touchdown, whoever got the ball last type deal. If we see the version of the Jets that we saw last week.
Right.
But yeah, I'm gonna go Bills because I think they get it done. But still, I'm looking forward to it.
Right. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm gonna go with the Bills as well, but I definitely don't have the warm and fuzzies. And the reason why I don't is because I'm taking that from you, Jamar. The reason why I don't is because the Jets actually got a lot of weapons too, low key. They got great weapons on defense as well. They are at home, and the Bills' defense, they don't seem to be all that elite. The Bills will give up points for sure. And so, with that being said, I think the Jets can score a lot of points this game. And so, I see an exciting game here, but I'm gonna go with the Bills. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm with you because I'm curious to see what Joey Bosa, the newly acquired Bill, is going to do when Justin Fields is running read options and just scrambling around. And I'm just curious to see how that plays out because, like you said, that defense for Buffalo isn't all bad.
No, they're not. They looked awful last week, giving up 40 points. They're not all that great. They weren't even that great last year. It's just Josh Allen and that offense is that elite. And so the Jets, I think, has a really good chance to win this game. But if you ask me who pulls it out, I think it is the Bills and the greatness of Josh Allen. He, just win this game for them. But I'm excited for this game. I'm gonna watch that on my NFL pass. And so Seahawks at the Steelers. Who you got for this one, bro?
Whew. I guess revenge game for DK Metcalf. Steelers, our favorite 3.5 at home, 40.5 over under. I'm gonna go Pittsburgh. It's just, even though teams traveling from the West Coast towards the East Coast type deal, and we seen it last week with the Raiders going all the way to New England. The Raiders did their thing, but that's still a tall task. But also, once again, if we see the version of the Steelers that we saw last week, if Aaron Rodgers looked like that Aaron Rodgers, look out. But I got the Steelers.
Right. It makes it very tough on teams. I'm additionally with you. I'm gonna go with the Steelers at home as well. They seem to be the better team. But hey, this kid did a lot of great things in Minnesota last year, Sam Darnold, and so the Seahawks played a tough game last week. They fell short, but going on the road all the way to Pittsburgh, I think it's a tall task. The Rams at the Titans. Who you got for this one? I know this is a team that's going east again, but I think the Rams are the better team. But you got the Titans pulling this out at home, Jamar?
Probably don't. But I don't know about that 5.5 favorite of the Rams. Like when you get numbers like that, 5.5 on the road, it's like a trap. Because for instance, last week the Bengals was 5.5 point favorite on the road at Cleveland. We saw how that turned out, 1 point game. But anyway, 41.5 over under. No, I got the Rams winning this one. I'm always intrigued these days by the Titans because I think Cam Ward is that guy. It's just that team sucked. So,
right.
Yeah.
Right. Yep. Sad for the Titans. I can't name anybody on the team really right now outside of the guy that came from the Chiefs and Cam Ward. So that shows me a lot about the Titans right there. So I got the Rams too. I think the Rams pull us out. The Panthers at the Cardinals. The Panthers could start 1-1, or the Cardinals could actually go 2-0. Jamar, who you got?
Yeah. So just so you know, the Vegas definitely favors the Cardinals. They're 6.5 point favorites at home. 44.5 over under. I like the Cardinals. I think Cardinals actually got one of the easiest schedules in the league, if not the easiest. And this is make it or break it year. I guess technically both quarterbacks, but I think more so for Kyler here. I think their defense had gotten better in the offseason with additional pieces there. And Panthers looked bad last week. That was like the first version of Bryce Young again. Like, no, give me the Cardinals.
Bryce Young, and this is the make it break it for him. Make it or break it year for him for sure. if he don't get his stuff together in a few weeks, he's going to be benched. That's how bad it is for him. So I'm sure that second string quarterback is getting a lot of reps right now. But I got the Cardinals. I believed in the Cardinals. I believe in them. And I think it's a team that is brewing with some good weapons. One of the best tight ends in football, one of the best up-and-coming receivers in football, who is a grown man, one of the strongest running backs in football, can carry a load, and then Mighty Mouse back there, quarterback. So the Cardinals, it's time for them to start putting together some wins, and you got to take care of the Panthers. Broncos at the Colts. Who you got for this one, bro?
Well, Vegas got the Broncos for 1.5 on the road, 43.5 over under. Yeah, I'm taking the Broncos. Broncos already got arguably the best defense in the league. If not, definitely top 5 for sure. And I don't believe Danny Crimes or Daniel Jones is going to do what he did to the Dolphins to that Broncos defense. Even though they're at home, I don't see it. I don't. I think Bo Nix has a good day. I think RJ Harvey, J.K. Dobbins have a good day. I think that defense eats too many Broncos.
Right, and I'm with you. I got the Broncos as well. Who win this game, man? I want to spend a special shout out to the Broncos quarterback because when he came out of college, a lot of people weren't so excited about him. People expected that team to be a bad team last year, but they came out of nowhere. And Sean Payton, he let go of Russell out of anger. He clearly was not happy with Russell. But that team drafted a quarterback, and look at him now, Jamar. Look at him now. And so they got a chance to go 2-0, and I think they should go 2-0. But that's going to be a tough football game, Jamar. That's going to be a really good game because the Colts ain't just no slouch. So I'm telling you, them big receivers, one of the more elite running backs in football, they're going to make it tough for sure in Indianapolis. Eagles at the Chiefs. Wow. Chiefs could start 0-2, bro. Who you got for this one?
Well, Vegas likes the Eagles, 1.5 point favorite on the road, 47.5 over under. Based on what I've seen, and just based on how things have transpired, look. So I put it to you like this: like this is a Super Bowl rematch, but these two teams are not the same two teams in the Super Bowl.
Right.
I guess I'm going on a limb here, but I'm gonna go Kansas City.
Wow.
Because Mahomes actually, even though they lost, Mahomes actually looked good with a bunch of nothing he's throwing to.
Shout out to Hollywood Brown out there dropping passes.
Yeah, for real. The Eagles' defense is not. That's not the same defense. Their offense, I don't know, but I just trust Andy Reid more in this spot right now because they cannot start 0-2. They just can't.
Right.
I'm assuming you'll probably end up going to Eagles, but I can't just write off the Chiefs. I can't do it.
Right. I got you, bro. I got you. Yeah, I am gonna go with the Eagles, but I can definitely see your point why you think the Chiefs will pull it out. I think the Eagles they pull it out, and then you get Jalen. Is Jalen Carter playing this week? Do we know?
Yeah, he's playing.
Okay, and so Jalen Carter coming back this week. Yeah, I think the Eagles pull this out. But it should be a very, very that's probably gonna be my game of the week, Jamar, because the reason is because I think a lot of people are writing off the Chiefs, and they're gonna find out just how good the Chiefs really are. I think after this week the Chiefs hit their stride, but not this week. Falcons at the Vikings. Who you got for this one, man? Do the Vikings go 2-0 to Michael Penix and the Falcons come out and pull out an upset?
Man, this is intriguing matchup. The last time these two quarterbacks played against each other was a national championship game between Michigan and Washington. Or Michigan, dominated that game.
Right.
So the Vikings are favored 3.5, 44.5 over under. And not to mention, if Kirk Cousins was starting, I mean, it'd be Kirk Cousins going against his former team. So yeah, all that in the fold. But I like the Falcons.
Okay.
I feel like the Falcons overall have a better set of playmakers on offense at this particular moment. I trust Penix quarterback play more than JJ McCarthy because Penix by default has played more NFL games. I feel like Penix did enough to win the game last week against Tampa. Baker Mayfield and M'Baka just happened to, had a sensational play to win the game on that.
Right.
The Falcons defense, I feel like is good enough in certain areas. I do not know what JJ McCarthy I'm gonna get. So give me the Falcons on the road.
Right. More experience definitely for Michael Penix at this point as a starting quarterback. And as far as JJ McCarthy, he hit a nice scrap. I think the difference in this game is Justin Jefferson. And so I think the Vikings at home pull it out because they just appear to be the better team. And I think there are going to be some packages that Brian Flores he'll dial up, and I think it'll frustrate Michael Penix. And so I think the Vikings defense have a big day. So I got the Vikings.
Let me ask you this real quick. I know you said Justin Jefferson, and rightfully so. But this, and whatever you say is, whatever your answer is. Do you think Bijan Robinson can counter whatever the Vikings do with Justin Jefferson, or whatever the Vikings do defensively with Brian Flores? Because that man is something special too.
Yeah, Bijan Robinson is something special. If the Falcons can run the ball, then yeah, you can't blitz. And so if the Falcons have a good day running the ball, it changes everything that Brian has to do. Absolutely. But I'm banking on the fact that Bijan Robinson, even if, let's say, he has a good day and he goes out and he pounds the rock, I still think Justin Jefferson can counter that because Justin Jefferson is Justin Jefferson. And so I don't know if this game is going to be a lot of fireworks. I don't know. But I do know Justin Jefferson will get a touchdown. I know that.
Okay. All right, well,
I know that.
I guess we're going to bank that one.
And so, yeah, I got the Vikings, but it should be a very good game. Bucks at the Texans. Who you got for this one, bro? Monday Night Football.
Well, Vegas likes Houston, 2.5-point favorite at home, 42.5 over under. I like Tampa. It has nothing, it's more so Tampa as an overall team. And if I'm really highlighting different advantages here, Tampa's front four against the Texans' offensive line. Because that offensive line for Houston is not fixed. And you saw how bad Houston looked last week against the Rams. And the Rams was getting after them like it was nothing.
Right.
And then Baker Mayfield, the Bakers man, is not scared of any moment at all. So, yeah, give me the Bucks.
Right. Give me the Bucks too. I'm with you. It's gonna be a tough game for the Bucks though, because they in Houston. This is a team that still got some weapons there. It's been a playoff team, and one of the ascending quarterbacks, and so. But his problem is he playing against my boy Mike Evans. And so I'm not saying. I'm not saying I'm picking the Bucks every week. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that I'm picking the Bucks this week. And that means I'm gonna be probably picking them a lot. And so I got the Bucks, but I think the Bucks go in and take care of a good Houston team that I think Jamar will eventually rebound. They'll rebound for sure, and I think they'll be a contender in the AFC South. But I got the Bucks for this week. Huge AFC West showdown, bro. Chargers at the Raiders. One of these teams can be 2-0. Who you got for this one?
Well, Vegas thinks it's going to be the Chargers because they're favored 3.5 on the road, 46.5 over under. This is one of the harder ones to pick for me, and because it's a division game. I mean, it's a lot of, like I said, this division is not playing checkers. This is all chess in this division, all of it, and I love it.
Okay.
I think the biggest caveat for me is the health of Brock Bowers, because he has not practiced this week, and that's alarming because I don't think they win this game without Brock Bowers. So I'm taking the Chargers. Now, have Brock Bowers not been hurt, I'm letting you know now. I was picking the Raiders to win this, but I'm gonna take the Chargers.
Okay.
I think the Chargers. I think the Raiders actually played the Chargers good last year.
Yeah. It's a division game. I can see that for sure. I'm gonna go with the Chargers as well. I think the Chargers are on a mission, one of the better teams, and they got a chance to go 2-0. I think they pull it out in a close fashion. This will be a very tight game, a good game. I think a mistake by Geno late makes that Chargers defense, do what they usually do. And it's a Jim Harbaugh team. So I got the Chargers in a very, very good game. And so with that being said, my brother, that concludes our NFL picks. And so, my brother, we got, let's see, one important thing to talk about in this regard, the shooting of Illinois native and right-wing politician Charlie Kirk. He was assassinated at Utah Valley State University. And, you go to your social media, you're getting a lot of mixed comments, a lot of different thoughts, a lot of racism, a lot of just different opinions. And so, Jamar, I want your opinion, bro. You got any message for this entire situation or any thoughts on this?
All right, so I'm gonna keep it pretty much short and sweet because I know how talking politics in general can be for a lot of people, but I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. Mm-hmm. I did not agree with a lot of things that the man said, but everybody's entitled to their opinion, and I would also say that murder, is not okay. For that to happen, I wouldn't, wish that upon anybody just for, giving their opinion. Once again, like I said, I don't agree with a lot of what he said, but it still shouldn't end it in that manner. So that's pretty much how I feel about it.
Right. Yeah, definitely not cool. Rest in peace to Charlie Kirk. The politicians and politics, it's a very touchy subject. It's true, but that's what makes America great. That's what makes democracy great, is the fact that everybody can give their opinion, and it's up to us to listen whether we like it or not. And so Charlie Kirk is obviously very, very strong with his opinion. He's a very strong Trump supporter. And he said a lot of bad things that I don't agree with, but he's a human being, and I don't devalue his life because of what he said politically. He had a family, he had a life outside of politics, and that was what really was important. And so that message right there says it all. Together we stand united, and together we stand united, and divided we fall. And so it's up to us as a country to bond together and realize that just because a person don't agree with you on everything does not mean that that person is a bad person. And so rest in peace to Charlie Kirk. Blessings to him. Blessings to his family. And we got to do better as a country, guys. We got to do better. And so Chicago Cubs, White Sox update. The White Sox had a good week, Jamar. They have been kind of on the road the second half, 25-25. They got some nice young talent, man, that's been coming up, and they're playing good baseball. And so the White Sox seem to be a team that's on the trend. We both believe that since the White Sox were terrible last year, that they had nowhere but to go up. And so they have definitely went up. And that's a good thing for the White Sox. As far as the Cubs, they are in that battle for that NL wild card, and they have a strong position in there. And so I hope the Cubs continue to stay there. And it's likely we'll see the Cubs in October. We just don't know where we'll see them or how we'll see them, but they won't win the division. They'll be a wild card, and that's the news for the Cubs and the Sox. So both teams are in better positions than what they were before. And so we just got to continue to see the Cubs hang on to that wild card, and let's see how the Sox finish out their season. So
pretty much.
Yeah. Anything with the Sox or Cubs, Jamar?
No, I'm just happy that as a Sox fan, I ended my protest from last year. I actually started paying attention more because I knew it can't get any worse than what it was last year. And the second half of this year has definitely been refreshing. Colson Montgomery has been a slugger out here. They got about 4 rookies that's making an impact right now. It's encouraging. It's definitely encouraging going forward. So I hope they can build off the momentum next year.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely, my brother. And so, with that being said, final thoughts and shout outs. And so, Jamar, as we head into the weekend, my brother, any final thoughts and shout outs as we head into the weekend?
Man, well, first and foremost, I know he's not here right now, but shout out to the man for dropping by. It's always a pleasure have him on. Always good time, always laughs, all that good stuff. And also I'm glad somebody else sending strays at Ian for his being a traitor instead of me all the time. So I don't know, man. It's definitely interesting times we live in, and just all I could tell you or just tell anybody, just in life, do the best you can, be true to yourself. Don't put on a facade for anybody. I guess if I'm getting a little religious here, I guess be who God created you to be. So.
Okay. Yep. Yeah. Yep. So, second that, amen. And keep God first in all that we do. Remember, with God, all things are possible. Together we stand united, divided we fall. A lot of great games this weekend. Sports is one thing, Jamar, that brings us all together. And so let's use sport to bring us together as a people, as a country, as a world, and love one another. And so, with that being said, on behalf of the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast, we would like to say thank you for tuning in with us this morning. Continue to chop it up with us to support our podcast on various platforms. And remember, if you are and would love to talk sports with us on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast, we are here and would love to do so with you. Your love and support is truly appreciated, and we hope you all have a blessed and safe weekend. Peace.